When I got out of the military, I had a hard time translating my military experience into the civilian world. I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't for my wife, I probably would have been that homeless or impoverished vet. But it can be easier with the right support. I'm Mark Casper, and I'm the Executive Director of Tech4Troops. In today's world, you have to have a computer to be able to apply for jobs. Our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce.
Here at Tech4Troops, we're here to push you forward to get you back to where you want to be in life. When the veterans come in, I teach them everything you could think of that's done with a computer. I want them to feel that this is a tool that's going to help them get their life back.
I went into a kind of a deep depression. Eventually, I lost my job and I was out on the street. The computer was able to connect me to the web, and I was able to start putting resumes out. And you have to have these small building blocks to get from point A to point B. I'm not worried about employment anymore.
The need is great, and we want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, welcome everybody to the Tech4Troops Cup Series. Tonight we are in Iowa. We are in the Midwest for the Tech4Troops 200 at Iowa, and thanks for tuning in tonight. I'm Rick Souza here with my broadcast partner, John DeRudris. John, this is a very interesting opportunity with this track. John, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go. I can hear you.
There we go. Yeah, Iowa's going to be a fun track tonight. It's one of the first times we've ever been here, Rick. So I'm excited to see what these guys can do here in the Tech4Troops Cup Series. Under the lights at Iowa, we've seen this track featured across other disciplines, but not the Cup Series yet. So excited to see how it turns out tonight.
Yeah, a lot of guys are out there currently qualifying. We've got some times on the board. There's Luke Bullard. Right now, Sammy Harrell has put himself on top of the leaderboard as the guy to knock off. We do have tonight 30 entries in tonight's event. All right, so let's take a look. Go ahead, John.
I would say it's going to be a big field on this short track of sorts. Different lines you can run, and let's see what we got here for tonight's track facts. So 200 laps here at Iowa. Pit road speed 40 miles an hour. No quick repairs as always. 5 sets of tires, 50% fuel, and 3 green-white checker restarts. Track temp, pretty cool. So curious to see how these cars are going to be able to lay rubber here at Iowa. And what we've heard from drivers, Rick, is turn 2 and turn 4 seem to be pretty treacherous.
They are, and this is not a place where we typically see the Cup Series at this point, so the setups are a little bit challenging. So we're hoping that those guys will kind of figure it out, maybe get settled in, but certainly they're going to have to figure out what will be their keys to tonight's race. Speaking of keys, John, do you happen to have keys for tonight's race?
I do have keys for tonight's race. We don't have a lot of data on this race and on this track, but what we do know is this races like any other short track would. So with that being said, track position is going to be a very important part of this race, I believe. You have to be out front, and you can't do right there with a 32 just did, but everybody's been doing that tonight, sliding out of 2, which means you got to take care of your tires. Number 2, tire strategy. So you have to be able to manage your tires throughout the entire run. You don't want to burn them up, because that is the quickest way to get to the back here at Iowa. And then third, pit strategy. I do believe we're going to have some green flag action. That means green flag stops. When do you come down pit road? What is the delta between you coming down pit road and everybody else? What's the short pit strategy? What if you stick it out for the long haul? That's all going to be a part of tonight's race at Iowa. And Rick, I believe we are able to get the grid. I think the grid is about to get finalized here. Let's see if we can get the starting lineup for tonight's Iowa Speedway event here in the Tech4Troops Cup Series.
All right, yeah, we do have competitors lining up on the grid. Let's see if we can bring up that grid for tonight's event. There we go.
All righty, so on the pole, Mr. Sammy Harrell, I think one of the first poles we've seen him get this season, followed by James Lowe in second, Lilith Peters there in third, Chuck Van Scoik in fourth, Chris Terrell in fifth, Nathan Harper in sixth, Chad Jones, his first race here in the Tech4Troops Cup Series, starting in seventh, with Harley Barletta in eighth, Mike Sladker there in P9, and John Ledger, nice top 10 starting position for him.
All right, in 11th, Justin Horton. In 12th, Ty Bostic. In 13th, Garrett Johnson. 14th is Zach Ward. Luke Bullard starts in 15th with Aaron Jackson on his outside in 16th. Rodney Uberpacker in 17th and Zach Allen in 18th. In 19th, you've got Jeff Nairn. And 20th, Cody Sturgill.
In 21st, you have Marco Berube with Brian Johnson to his outside. In 22nd, Christoph Hall, 23rd. Jeff Denise starting in 24th. In the 25th position, you have Maurice Burnett with Philip Vandertwick there in 26th. David Watts and Bobby Gibson make up 28th and 27th and 28th, with Ryan Pittman starting in 29th and Ryan Cook in 30th.
I think that is our entire grid. We're just still waiting on a few drivers to grid up and get out there. But yeah, looking forward to tonight. Again, we're not super familiar with this track. It's almost a mile. It's like 7/8 of a mile of a track. So it's similar to, let's bring up that race info real quick. So it is that it's not quite a Richmond as far as the front stretch, but it's a little similar. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I definitely think it is. It's almost like a bigger Richmond without the corners that are basically narrow. So it's a very wide track. It does race similarly to a Richmond for sure. So you could kind of apply the strategy there. I think one of the biggest aspects of this track comparatively to Richmond is you got multiple grooves. Richmond, you really got the bottom, and that's about it. At this track, you can utilize the bottom, the middle. Sometimes you can even go all the way up to the high side.
All right, we're currently pacing right now. I think by next time by, we'll take the green flag, but looking forward to it. So again, thanks for tuning in to the Tech4Troops Cup Series, sponsored by Tech4Troops and Goat Racing Diecast. We appreciate you tuning in to whatever stream you happen to be watching us on, whether that's Twitch or Twitter or YouTube, which is our primary platform. We ask that you like and subscribe so you can keep up to date to our events here on Wednesday night and our events on Thursday night. And Sammy Harrell is maybe getting an EOL moved to the back of the line.
He said he got an EOL. I don't know why, but he did get an EOL from Racing Control.
Yeah, he asked and applied for an EOL, and okay. That's perfectly fine.
Well, we'll have to see what he's able to do here late in the race, because he's going to be starting all the way in the back, which is going to put, I believe, the 01, or I guess technically it's going to be James Lowe in the provisional pole, I would imagine. Green flag in the air, though, here at Iowa. Outside line stacks up a little bit, but you see the 06 of Chris Farrell shoving that 01 machine down in the turn one.
Yeah, it's definitely going to stack up in the back of the line sometime around positions 15 and 20. This is going to be really interesting how we make it and navigate through these corners here. We've got a full field, and again, it's a little greasy, so we'll see how it all plays out.
Looks like we got some guys already searching for different lines. You have the low line there. The contact a little bit between the 40
the 99
and
is spinning a little bit there.
I wonder if he saved it. Nope, he didn't.
Nope, caution's out. Yep, Marco Berube was a little loose. I think there was just
That's
a little bit of
game here.
A little bit of contact with the 40. Looks like he backed out. Like whoa, hang on, take that back. It looks like the 40 may have come up on him. So just what I see here, the 99 is just running that line, but he may be a little bit off on speed. The 40 gets a great run, and he's low. Looks like the 40 backs out because of that car in front that's in the wall. He comes down, the 40 goes up, and yeah, there you have it.
There you go. Yep.
Oh, and the 48. That's Philip Vandertwick. Yeah.
That is our first caution of the night. We already see some guys making their way down pit road as James Lowe is in the lead.
Yep, number of guys on pit road: Phil Vandertwick, Chuck Van Scoik, Ryan Cook, and Marco Berube wind up on pit road. Now this is, I think pit road. We'll see this tonight, but I'm concerned that pit road is a little bit of a challenge getting on. So I think green flag stops are going to be super interesting.
Yeah, green flag stops are going to be important because you have to make sure you get on pit road safely and not slide. Just like at Richmond, it's a tough pit road to get onto, and then a tough pit road to get out of. You know, we've seen guys spin out of pit road here in turn 2 often, so making sure you're making that commitment cone and not getting a penalty could obviously set you back. But right now, let's take a look at Sammy Harrell. You know, he did start on the pole, went all the way to the back. He has made up about 4 positions, not including Philip Vandertwick and Marco Berube there, who are in the pits. So he is going to slowly make his way back up through the field. But some big movers right now. Nathan Harper there up 4. Zach Allen up 4. David Watts, Bobby Gibson up 4 as well. So a couple big movers, but everybody pretty much status quo 5 laps in.
Yeah, and kind of expected some. You know, we could tell from watching some of the early practice sessions that some guys look like they really put in the time. Again, I'll say it that this was not the easiest track that's out there. This is kind of like a short track, big track wannabe. So, you know, you can pick up some pretty good speed, but you've got to be really patient and take your time getting in and out of these corners and put in the lap times. Some guys did. Some guys are just gambling.
Yeah, and if it were me, this would not be a track that I gamble at because of how loose these cars are. Rick, it's definitely one of the tracks that you need to practice at because you don't go to this track on the typical Cup schedule up until this year. So it's going to be fun to see who's going to adjust to this. Obviously, you got kind of the big 4 up at the top 4 right now: James Lowe, Nathan Harper, Will Peters, and Chris Farrell. So it's interesting to see what we're going to see a little bit further on in the race, but I'm very curious to how this race is going to turn out.
Absolutely. So the lights are off on top of our pace car, which means next time by, we'll be going back to green flag racing. Just had a couple of laps here when the caution flew for a minor incident with Marco Berube and Jeff Nee, and also the 48 of Phil Vandertwick. Unfortunately, got caught up in it. They're in the Geico restart zone, which is super small.
It is, and green flag racing back at Iowa. You see James Lowe get a great jump off the line with Harper in the high line, Willith in the low.
So those are two teammates running 2 and 3, and the teammate of the leader, Chris Morrell, is sitting right back in fourth, trying to work his way back up.
Yeah, and you see some action going on.
Yeah,
right back there.
Yeah, back in the field. Now that's John Ledger. John ran some great laps in practice, and for the most part, he was dominating on the leaderboard for a while there.
Yeah, I think he could be, I don't want to call him a long shot, but he could be one of those guys that sit about 10th on back in the field in qualifying and slowly make his way up through the field. Same thing with Ty Bostic. It looked like he ran some good practice laps as well. So we'll see. And we got another caution out. Bobby Gibson, Ryan Cook.
David Watts is severely
toe
damaged. Toe link is gone. Front nose is gone. Let's see if we can figure out just what happened to Bobby Gibson here and David Watts.
Oh, he just lost at a 4, and Bobby had nowhere to go. And that's what we were talking about, Rick. Getting off of 2 and getting off of 4 seems to be the issue here with the setup. Just like it is at, Richmond, at a lot of the short tracks. And Bobby, I think, is calling it a night, or he might be towing.
Yeah, he's going to have to tow. That car was completely wrecked. My guess is that engine didn't. So David Watts looks like he's in the pits now. See if he can get some repairs made. Not sure how successful he will be, but we'll see. So that a couple other drivers are involved. Ryan Cook and Bobby Gibson. I think they went low to avoid that wreck that was up high, and unfortunately, I think they took a trip through the grass.
They did, and we got quite a few guys on pit road. You got Sturgill, Sammy Harrell, your pole sitter, Marco Berube, Ryan D. Cook, Pittman, Van Scoik. So a lot of guys coming in right now. Potentially, I want to see what Sammy Harrell does. Maybe he gets some fresh tires.
Pretty early at just 11. I'm guessing it may just hop off for fuel.
Maybe fuel. Yeah, I mean, you see all the GOAT racing guys on pit road, Sturgill, Harrell, Van Scoik. And that's a lovely Wheaties car.
Yeah, absolutely. So the times I'm seeing based on these guys are all fuel-only stops.
Yeah,
whereas
that makes
those
a
guys
lot of
were
sense.
trying to do damage repair, they had some extended stops.
I mean, we know the GOAT Racing diecast guys always focus on strategy, so they took an opportunity while everybody else is, basically 7 laps on some green flag tires and green flag runs, that they have 7 laps to get on fuel. So which means pit stops, not really sure what they're looking like, but with 200 laps, you would assume at least 3 to 4. So that's caution or pit stops every 50 laps. So 50, 100, 150. But we'll see.
All right, 12 laps are in the books of this scheduled 200 lap event here at Iowa. A couple minor cautions for, well, not minor for David Watts. He's basically been eliminated. Again, as we said earlier, there are no quick repairs in this league. You break it, you own it. So I don't believe he can get repaired and be back out. So, all right, we are about to get back under green flag next time by.
Talking about green flag, I can tell you who has got the Tech4Troops Scheme Skirmish green flag for this week, guys.
All right, that's Jason Parker with Tech4Troops. Jason, what you seeing out there?
I got to tell you, I love the 14 car, Mike Slagter. It's got the T for T right there on the hood. It's big and bright, and that is something I love to see. It pulls attention, and that brings me to our next announcement: the Scheme Skirmish winners. In the past, we've seen 5, 10, even $15 of that sweet, sweet loot. Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because it is about to be much, much more. Our last winner received $25 of Amazon credit, and now we are looking for special Tech4Troops schemes that really bring our relationship with IWM and 988 to a head, and we are awarding from $25 to $75 when it comes to these designs. So we are showing them to potential sponsors. These designs are all over the place. We can take them to our newly being established game clinics. So we are looking to pay $1 for some really special schemes that highlight IWM and Tech4Troops.
That's awesome. That's amazing. Well, I'm sure once these drivers hear about it next week, next couple races, they'll be all over that.
It's just another way that we're saying thank you to IWM and just prepping for the future, moving on, and we really are here at IWM and Tech4Troops. We're looking for when it comes to the nature of the sport and when it comes to what video games can really be used for in our lives, and as far as mental health and recovery goes.
All right, so that's Jason Parker with Tech4Troops announcing a new prize for these drivers. Each week we highlight one or more of these drivers who put in the effort to have their cars painted in a particular way that focuses on Tech4Troops, as well as the 988, which is the mental health helpline, very similar to 911. And if you're successful, if you're chosen, anywhere between $25 and $75 in sweet Amazon loot to be paid out by our Cup Series sponsors. So there you have it.
Well, Rick, that's a big number. 75. Wow, makes me want to get out there and race and make a scheme or make a scheme for somebody. So if you need a scheme, I'll help you. I'll help you there. But James Lowe leading the way here. You got a battle between Lilith Peters and Harley Barletta. That is for P4 right now. There goes Harley to the inside. He's going to slide up the track, might get a little loose. Doesn't. With the 70 machine right behind them, Chad Jones, rookie inaugural debut here for that number 70 machine. Looks very reminiscent of Shane Van Gisbergen's car that he races in the Cup Series as well, so cool to see the WeatherTech logo on that. But James Lowe out front, Nathan Harper in second, Chris Farrell in third, Harley Barletta in fourth, Lilith Peters in fifth, Chad Jones, John Ledger, Garrett Johnston, Justin Horton, and Mike Slatker make up your top 10. And if you're looking for your pole sitter, he is all the way back in 19th, so he is slowly gaining, but he also has 10 lap pressure, or 10 laps to the good on fuel, so we'll see what he's able to do late in this race. That's a great strategy call, I think.
Absolutely. All right, so back up front, these guys have kind of moved out to between James Lowe, Nathan Harper. A little bit of action happened here in the back. I think the 06 of Morrell may have gone up to the wall. And that's the 01 of Lilith Peters slipping underneath. The 70 of Chad Jones is right there as well. The 19 of John Ledger is also nose to tail as part of this group. And caution is out again.
Caution again. Christoph Hall seems to be the culprit. He is now gone. He got towed or something happened. Or maybe he's still on the track.
He's still on the track going around.
Huh.
Shows he went off track. Let's take a quick look at the replay, see what we see. Oh, well, He saved it.
Almost. Whoa, wow, close call there for the 8 machine of Maurice Burnett. But I say that's a great save by the 98. He was drifting all the way through that corner.
Yeah, he was. Let's get a slightly different shot of watching him go here. He's out of the throttle, and then he's just, he does a great job of keeping it out of the outside wall, but turns around, the 8 just barely makes it by. That's Maurice Burnett, as you said. But I guess none for wear there. That 98 can throw on some fresh tires and be good to go. Number of guys making their way onto pit road.
Yep, got some guys on pit road right now. Sammy Harrell again coming in. I would say he might be getting tires this time after what he just saw with the 46 there. Not the 46, with the 98.
I think he's playing a fuel game. Nope, you're right.
Oh, there. Yep. I was thinking tires. When you're 26 laps into the run of the leaders do not have tires, you're going to have a massive advantage. We have roughly about 16 to 17 laps on these tires, so might as well come down and get 4 fresh ones. Set yourself up for the long run because he's already, ahead of them on fuel.
That's going to put him out somewhere around 22nd place. It's only about 3 or 4 spots worse than he came in, so probably not a bad idea if you've got a spare set to use. Back up front, the running order has not particularly changed. Nathan Harper, James Lowe out front, Nathan Harper, Lilith Peters, Chris Worrell out there. It's our 3rd caution of the night with 27 laps into the books.
Oh, Lilith Peters off. She's back. Or that was sketchy.
Yeah.
Typically see that happen when somebody, their screen goes black.
I think she's still having, maybe there's an issue there or something.
Or she's just trying to warm up the tires.
Could be that too.
That's a pretty big swerve to warm up the tires there.
Yeah. All right, well, we still got another lap under caution here while these folks get sorted out. A couple of folks are in the pits. Got Phil Vandertwick and Chuck Van Scoik coming down.
Rick, while we're under caution, why not let's bring out a track fact, why don't we, here, Iowa? A lot of us don't really know too much about it outside of, IndyCar and other small series. Well, not like IndyCar is a small series by any means. But other series that have run there, the Cup Series has not run there yet, but they will here in 2024. But here's question number 1. Track fact number 1. What year did Iowa Speedway open? I actually did not know this. Interesting. What year did Iowa Speedway open?
All right, we put that out there in our chat. So if you're watching on either Twitch or on YouTube, you're welcome to chime in and to respond.
And if you win, you get the grand prize, the best prize of them all, bragging rights. Bragging rights here for the IWA Broadcast Network.
Lights are off on top of our pace car. We'll get you that answer once we go back to green. Give you some time to think about it or look it up if that's the best way to respond.
You could do that. We do have some history with that with some individuals, so not naming names at all. Not naming names. No, I'm kidding. Totally love those people. Anyways, green flag back in the air here at Iowa Speedway. You got James Lowe still up in the front. You got the two Kaiju Cat Motorsport teammates, P2, P3. Chris Burrell there in fourth. The field really spread out this restart, though. They are already the 29th place car 6 seconds back with just a lap in to this stint right here. Marco Berube is the only driver that is in the top 20 that have pit so far. So Bobby Gibson is
Yellow
falling
flag.
through the field with a caution. Yep, and that might be why.
Yep, he has spun. Well, I say that. Oh, looks like he may have blinked. Not exactly sure what happened to Bobby, but what I did see when we were watching that replay was
Ooh, it actually happened in front of him.
exactly. Yeah,
Right.
we go back.
Yeah, something happened right there. You see two drivers sideways and got him sideways, and he overcorrected, blinked, and then got on the wall and went back down the track.
Fortunately, that's going to put a little bit of damage on that 28 car, but we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. We'll get you the answer to that track fact and get you up to date. We will be right back.
Welcome to ImmerseCon, where the future of gaming and technology comes to life. At the cutting edge of innovation, ImmerseCon blends the realms of STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, with gaming. It's a pulsating hub where diverse minds, from casual gamers to industry mavens, converge in a dynamic, groundbreaking setting. ImmerseCon is dedicated to transcending the typical convention experience. Here, every moment is an adventure, every interaction an opportunity to learn, play, and innovate. Join us in this unique journey where the wonders of STEM fuse with gaming, creating an immersive, unforgettable experience for all.
All right, welcome back to the IWM broadcast of the Tech4Troops Cup Series at Iowa. We are on lap 34 of 200. Currently under caution, our fourth caution of the evening for a spin by Bobby Gibson, who is, I think, Bobby is now back out. He's out of the pits and making his way out to join the field. So right now the same four are up top: James Lowe, Nathan Harper, Lilith Peters, Chris Worrell. Garrett Johnson is up 8 positions and now showing in 5th. He's in that 20 blue and white Ford. Yep, Ford. But we appreciate you tuning in tonight. John, track fact, what year did Iowa Speedway open?
Six. I don't know if you can hear me, Rick.
No, you just popped back in.
All right. Gotta love internet connections. They opened on the 15th of September in 2006. Actually, fairly newer track. Broke ground in, just a year prior. But yeah, fairly new track.
Isn't this one of those tracks? And of course, it is Iowa, right? If you build it, they will come. That was their approach to this.
Yeah, and they have been the home of IndyCar from basically 2007 to now. They also had the Rolex Sports Car Series back in 2007. They have also had quite a few different other series running there. You've had IndyCar, Indy Pro, Star Mazda, the NASCAR trucks, Xfinity. But this year is going to be the first time we're going to see these Cup cars in action at Iowa. In the, I believe it's the Iowa Corn Iowa Corn 350.
Looking forward to that. All right, so we are right now. Pace car has its lights off. James Lowe, the 07 orange and blue Coast Guard branded Ford Mustang, will be taking us down to the start finish. He is the control car. Field is kind of coming together.
Here we go. Pace car dips down there, and a Geico Research Zone green flag back in the air here at Iowa. Got some guys going 3 wide here in the back, and then they sort of settled it out. Yep, they did right there. That is the 43 machine of Sammy Harrell, the 8 of Maurice Burnett.
Yeah, Sammy's back up to now 17th.
Yeah, I would be surprised if we don't see him battling for the win. He has been one of the fastest cars on the track. He hasn't set the fastest lap, but he's been able to navigate traffic well, and that's the thing that you need to be able to do here well, is navigate traffic. And you don't sit on the pole for nothing. So Sammy Harrell making his way back up through the field here at Iowa.
Well, he's got fresh tires. Funny though, you can see the 27 of Jeff Nairn, who's right there behind him. Now he's door to door with a 00 of Brian Johnson. But you know, a lot of these guys he's going up against here have not, pretty much everybody up forward of him has not been down pit road, and he's got fresh tires. I'm really trying to see if that makes a difference here.
Yeah, I mean, his last lap was a 23.95. The leader's last lap was a 23.71, which is actually kind of astounding if you think about it. James Lowe being the fastest car on track.
Yeah, the only thing I'm thinking about is the fact that they've got clean air, and that's maybe playing a factor here.
It is, but I think, you know, if you're Sammy Harrell, I love the strategy call. I mean, you got the EOL, race control granted that. You come down pit road, you're off cycle, you're in the back anyways, why not do it? So right now, though, James Lowe out front. We're looking at Mike Slatteker there. He is sitting in P9, not really moved. You know, the 3 drivers right there, Barletta, Ledger, and Slatteker have not moved up any positions this race. They're back to where they started off with on the green flag. Some big movers, though. Garrett Johnston up to 5th. He is up 8 positions. Zach Ward right there was up 7 positions, depending on if Harley can get around him. Ryan Johnson up to 6. Maurice Burnett up 6 as well.
Yeah, big battle door to door here with the 81 of Barletta and the 7 of Ward.
Oh, Sammy Harrell down pit road. He wrecked. Sammy Harrell's down, wrecked on the bottom of the track, Rick.
Yeah, he spun out and stopped, but he's not going to get a yellow flag. He's back underway.
What happened?
Now the cautions come out. That's
for something totally different, though.
I'm not sure what brought out that caution. Let's try to first pick up what happened in. He just gets a little loose.
Yep, got a little hot.
All right, well, doesn't hit anything. So that solves Sammy, but I don't know why that caution came out. I'm just trying to see if we can. I think that caution did come out for Sammy.
Possibly. I'm looking back right now. Trying to see.
But this pretty much, except for Lilith Peters, who did not come in, this brings down the bulk of the field. The other person who stayed out is Brian Johnson with the 00. He is going to be cycled up to the front, as well as Jeff Nini in the 40. And then to the benefit of Sammy Harrell, he'll move all the way up into 4th.
Wow. Yeah, Rick, I'm looking through the field. I don't see anything that would have thrown that caution. I mean, I just went through every single driver. Oh, I found it. The 32 machine got spun around by Cody Sturgill.
Rodney Uberpacker. Let's take a
That
quick...
happens to be teammates.
Well, that's always sad. Let's see if we can grab that off the replay. Oh, yeah, that's...
Oh.
That hurt. Let's back it up just a little bit farther.
Yeah. How far was that 32 car slide? Because that... Oh, okay. Well, time out. If you take a look at this, I think Sammy Harrell spun right in front of these guys.
Oh, let's just let this play out. Let's see what we see.
I think you see at the very top of your screen. You'll see.
Yes,
There he is.
Yep.
All right, and then there's Cody Sturgill, right there. The 32 goes low.
Looks like he gets a little
32
loose.
is obviously loose, very loose.
Oh, and the 64 just punts him. Very interesting.
Very.
All right, so I find this is very interesting up at the front. You've got 4 cars, 2, Brian Johnson and Lilith Peters, who have not gone down pit road at all. And then you've got Jeff Nini and Sammy Harrell in 3rd and 4th, and then everybody after that are the leaders, well, in the balance of the field, who all pitted on lap 45 with 25 laps of fresher tires. Yikes.
I'm kind of curious to why. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I guess you can say strategy, but I mean, we know that being in the front is going to have you have fresher tires, or have you rather have clean air, which is going to make you run a little bit faster. I just don't know about all the guys behind them with fresh tires.
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting. Well, the lights are off on top of our pace car, so we're not going to have to wait much longer to figure this out.
It'll definitely be a battle.
It'll unfold before our eyes.
It will.
So lap 49's in the books. Lap 50 will start on this restart.
Lilith Peters, the control car, up in the high line. Let's see what she's able to do. Green flag in the air. Great restart for the Sammy Harrell machine up there in the top line. We'll see what he's able to do on fresh tires. Jeff Nini now running up in the top 5.
Watching the 43 of Harrell as well. He's got the 4 of Nathan Harper coming up on his 6. You've got the 20 there as well of Garrett Johnson. Then you have the rest of the leaders who have kind of cycled their way back up.
4 sideways. Wow, that caution was thrown for
came
that.
out because Ty Bostic and Harley Barletta were involved in something towards the end of the pack.
Okay, that makes more sense. I was like, wow, iRacing's really sensitive tonight with their cautions because the 4 wasn't all the way around, but we saw right there you got Pittman.
So the 81 taps the 99. Let's go back and unfortunately collects the 22. So this is just on the restart. They cross the stripe. The 99 gets tapped, upsets the 81, who winds up T-boning the 22. All right, lucky for Nathan Harper. But now we do see the leader, Lilith Peters, now making her way down onto pit road. My guess is he's going to grab tires.
I would imagine.
That leaves Brian Johnson, the only driver who has not pitted.
Wow.
Well, based on these cautions, he probably has another 30 or so laps of fuel. Got Chuck Van Scoik, who's also on pit road, Ty Bostic, Cody Sturgill, all in the pits for tires. All right, that puts the 00 of Brian Johnson, our control car, and he'll have Sammy Harrell by his side, whether that's inside or outside. So, John, we haven't seen a whole lot of long green flag runs at this point.
We have
6 cautions for 54 laps. That's not a good average.
No, that fits right into our trends.
Yeah, not a good trend.
Not a good trend.
Well, at 9 laps average, that's got to improve. I'm sure it will. So any more track facts for Iowa, John?
Yeah, let's see what we got here. So, let's see. Pull up something NASCAR related.
Kind of hard. We haven't really run much on the
Yeah.
NASCAR side of the house here.
No. Okay. Here's one. Who holds the lap record in the Xfinity Series here at Iowa? Who holds the lap record
For the fastest
here in
time?
for the fastest time in the Xfinity Series? Yep. Here at Iowa. I'll give you a hint. It happened in 2018.
There you go. All right, as these cars make way around, lights are off on top of our pace car. So Brian Johnson looks like he has elected to take the outside line, putting Sammy Harrell down low. He's got Nathan Harper tucked in under him. The 20 of Garrett Johnson will be behind the 00 of Brian Johnson. Again, Brian Johnson has not pitted yet. Sammy Harrell pitted on lap 25. Everybody else lap 45. So.
Well, we're going to see what Sammy Harold can do now. He's made his way all the way back up to the front. He is one of the only drivers that has 20 tires that are dated back to lap 25. Him and Jeff Nani. But here we go. Green flag in the air. Inside line caught sleeping a little bit as the 00 of Brian Johnston up in the point. But here comes Sammy Harold taking it right back.
Oh, there's still a battle here with the 20, who again has even more fresh tires.
Yeah, exactly. Battle is on.
Three
Maybe
wide.
3 wide for the lead.
Nearly.
Oh, 00 got really loose. Oh, we got a car sideways off 2.
It's like the 8 spun, but he's continuing on. No yellow.
Got some more 3 wide action a little bit further on back. I believe that's the 24 machine.
Oh, there's contact with the 24.
Oh
They're
yeah,
going door.
24 and the 27. Yeah, they've been battling. They've been beating doors last lap. See if that continues here.
3 wide, 39 in the wall.
Hey, I can see some drivers there that are being shown come over the radio. So we'll see what's happening.
99
between this
spinning.
27.
18 spinning, 99.
No caution, no caution, no caution. Keep it racing.
Christoph Hall also
98.
spun, but we're still going.
Everybody's got the loosey-goosies tonight, as we expected.
Yeah, we did expect that, especially coming out of 2 and 4. Quarter exit is a little bit slippery.
It really does. I like your comparison to Richmond. You have to be able to control the throttle off the corner, or you're going to go around. So I think that's a good observation there and a good track comparison.
We're looking back further in the field here. Back up here, that's John Ledger in the 19, outside of the 00 of Brian Johnson. But up front, Garrett Johnson has taken over the lead. This puts Chris Worrell, Sammy Harrell, Nathan Harper, and James Lowe at your top 5.
Well, Rick, we wanted a little bit of a green flag run, and we're getting one for sure tonight, right here.
Yeah, we'll take it. This is exactly what we wanted to see. Because based on our calculations, 70, 80 laps on a run of fuel. And this, again, we talked about earlier in the beginning of the broadcast, pit entry under race speed is a bit tricky.
Gotta get load down. You gotta be able to keep your car underneath you. If not, you will spin. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. It'll happen. We've seen that tonight already. Sammy Harrell a little bit low out of 1 and 2. Big move there. Caution is back out, though.
Aaron Jackson, Bobby Gibson involved. Oh, that's Aaron Jackson's 18. It does not have a nose. He came out on the track right in front of the leaders.
Yep.
28 of Bobby Gibson also has significant front and rear damage.
Yeah, rough night for Bobby. Rough night.
Let's take a look at that incident. Oh, we just caught it when it happened. Let's back it up. So see the 28 is up high. See him coming down. He's still in that third lane. The 18 is kind of drifting up. I think it looks like it has a pretty big push. And just not clear. Contact sends the 28 into the wall. And then here comes the 18. Catches both the wall. I thought I was going to catch the 28, but no, there's the rear end damage of the 28. All right, I'm not sure just how well that 18 will run with the damage that has occurred, but hey, here it is. Number of drivers on pit road, that was Sammy Harrell. That was a 16.48 second stop. I'm guessing that is a full set of tires here at lap 70. So that's the second time Sammy has taken tires. Kind of keeping track a bit of what's kind of going on there.
And that's going to flip the field a little bit with Sammy Harrell all the way now back in 21st.
All right, John, so who holds the lap record for the fastest time in the Xfinity Series here at Iowa?
Well, it's a driver that, if you're in NASCAR, you know his name pretty well. Mr. Elliott Sadler. Elliott Sadler holds the record back in the 2018 U.S. Cellular 250. How holds the fastest lap? They're 23.916. So pretty close to what these guys are running tonight.
Yeah, look at, we can bring up that last, well, we can't see it now. We can bring up their best laps. Their best times, you can see right there. Garrett Johnson holds it with 23.749, but James Lowe with a 23.700.
Wow.
All right, our seventh caution of the night is flying for an incident towards the back between Aaron Jackson in the 18 Goat Racing die-cast Ford and the 28 Chevrolet of Bobby Gibson. Those drivers are, well, Bobby's still in the pits. Aaron just saw Aaron Jackson boogieing out of the pits in front of the pace car. You can see he's got some front end damage on that 18, but you know, this is not really an aero track, John, right?
Not at all. You don't need it. You don't need a front bumper. So it's going to be fun to see a no-nose car out there. See what he's able to do.
I suspect that by the end of this race, we'll see a number of walking wounded still out there on the track. So.
I would agree.
All right, so I'm guessing we're going to see the lights go off this time by. Here we go.
Alrighty.
I think this still puts the 20 of Garrett Johnson in control. He does have the 06 of Chris Worrell to his inside. Nathan Harper stays. He survived that little spin. And Chris Worrell has got a teammate behind him in the 07 of James Lowe.
Yep, he does. Alrighty, we'll see what happens now between the 20 and the 06 on this restart. Pace car down and green flag back in the air. Great restart for the 20 machine of Garrett Johnson. Oh, Jeff Denise stacks up the field in the back. That may cause some issues. Everybody's able to make it through all right. You know, sometimes those stack ups can really hurt some drivers as we go 3 wide out of turn 2.
4 wide.
And 3 wide for the lead, Rick. Was 3 wide, but now 2 wide with Chris Worrell at the bottom.
Yeah, this is a challenging track. Picking your line. Sometimes you may be able to wheel it better by diamonding those corners or how you choose to race this track. Your teammate may not be as adept at doing that, or that just may not be their way of getting around. So you can see that the 07 of James Love is just they're running different lines between the 06 of Chris Burrell and the 07 of James Love.
Exactly.
That's the 4. Nathan Harper that takes that high line. Quick single file as we go farther back.
A lot of single file racing right now. Got some action going on back near Jeff Denis, Cody Sturgill, side-by-side action.
Oh, in the 24 runs right into the. That brings out our caution. That's Zach
There we
Allen
go.
In the
Caught
24.
another one.
It could have been the 99 of Berube that. 98, Christoph Hall.
That's a little bit of a rough ride.
Yeah, that grass is not as smooth. All right, caution flies for the 8th time here. We're going to take this opportunity to take a commercial break. We will be right back.
Are you looking for a way to safely and securely dispose of your old electronic devices? Why not donate them to Tech4Troops? Tech4Troops is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to bridging the technology gap for in-need veterans and their families. The donation process is quick and easy. Simply go to tech4troops.org and click on the donate link at the top right-hand side of the page. Scroll down to access the Give Back Box link. To create your shipping label, click Add to Cart and complete the checkout process. The shipping label is good for up to 50 pounds. You can recycle most standard shipping boxes to send in your devices. Oh, don't forget the power cords. Give new life to your old technology by responsibly recycling with Tech4Troops. Help save the environment and support a veteran.
All right, welcome back to the IWM broadcast of the Tech4Troops Cup Series. We are here tonight at Iowa, currently under caution for an incident with drawing a blank. Who was involved in that one?
That was the 24.
Right? Yeah, Zach Allen. All right, Zach Allen was involved in that, brought out that caution with a little run through the grass. John, any other track facts? We could be using a lot of track facts here at Iowa.
We could be using a lot of them. Let me do some research really quick.
Maybe just shift gears, just do NASCAR facts. How's that?
Okay, we can do NASCAR facts. Okay. Let's see. Who has the most wins at Texas Motor Speedway? There we go. That's relevant. Texas coming up this weekend.
That's
in
right.
the Cup Series, specifically in the Cup Series.
All right, we put that out there on YouTube and Twitch. Who has the most wins in the Cup Series at Texas Motor Speedway? Feel free to chime in. Since you've got Nothing to do since you're under caution besides maybe grab an adult beverage and relax. But we are watching. We are watching the 20 of Garrett Johnson. Garrett is currently our control car here at Iowa. Now a little bit of a change up. What happened? I was completely looking at that replay. Yes, Chris Worrell, who was up there, he came down and pitted. Number of drivers pitted. Ryan Cook, Zach Allen, we saw him with a spin. Rodney Uberpacker came down, as well as Chris Worrell pitted here on lap 78.
Interesting.
So definitely there's a different strategy that they're on. For the most part, most drivers have pitted on lap 45. We saw Lilith Peters come down. She pitted on lap 52.
A little bit of differentiating pit strategy.
Yeah, I was going to say a number of drivers are on different pit strategies.
And that's what a race like this is going to produce. You're going to have, differentiating strategies. So we'll see what happens as this field is now going to be spread out a little bit.
All right, 20 is in charge. That was the 07 just laid back so far. That low line
Very
pretty much was like sleeping.
Yeah, definitely was. And that's who put John Ledger right there in P4. He got a lot of tight racing, though. A lot of tight racing up
action.
here.
Yeah, looking back through the field.
You got cars on different tire strategies, different fuel strategies.
The 39 goes around. That's Justin Ford. Collects the 43 of Harold.
Oh, back up the track into Christoph Hall. And we got a major incident. Oh.
Rodney Uberpacker involved. 43 involves.
That is our 9th caution of the night.
So you can see the 39 begins to lose it. Of course, at this point, his speed has dramatically dropped. The 43, unfortunately, in the corner, backs out of it. And there's contact. That sends him right up the field. You can see him locking it up. But 98, Christoph Hall, his teammate, has no place to go. The 40 gets around. The 00, unfortunately, has some contact. The 99, major contact. So lots of damaged race cars. A number of them now on pit road, trying to get probably some repairs made while they can.
Tough break for Sammy Harold there.
It's like, based on what I'm seeing him just hanging out, he's basically getting as much repair work as he can if it's going to work out for him.
Right.
Stay there as late as he can.
So Rick, we're 87 laps into this race. What are your thoughts? Stay up front, get the track position. Do you want to pit? Come in the back. What strategy are you taking at this point in the race?
Use whatever means necessary to get up to the front. If that means staying out for when everybody else pits or whatever, but get up to the front and do your best to hang there. I mean, we're now on our 9th caution, 87 laps in the books. We probably won't go back to green until lap 90. We're not even halfway there, so just do your best. Get up front. Because there's not a lot of passing going on deep in this field. The major gains are by staying out, moving up out of caution, and heck, wait 10 laps, 9 laps, 8 laps, caution's going to fly.
Sure.
I mean, in fact, it's probably less than that when you take out the 88 laps. There's 4 laps run under caution, so really we've only run around 48 laps under green flag conditions with 9 cautions.
Just about. That makes sense.
So that math gets a little ugly.
Just a little bit. But really quick, though, answer to the last question while we're here.
Yeah.
Who has the most Cup Series wins here at Texas Motor Speedway? Well, I'll give you one little hint. It's a 7-time champion. Now, if you do the math on that, this track has been around for a little while, but not as long as Dale Earnhardt or Richard Petty, so the only other 7-time champion would be Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson has 7 wins here at Texas Motor Speedway. 7-time with 7 wins.
All right, lights are off on top of our pace car. Our leader and control car is the 20 of Garrett Johnson, who elects to take the outside lane.
Yeah, that outside line I think is a very advantageous line to take because you can just get a run, you can clear everybody. I love it, actually.
All right, back to green.
Green flag in the air, big stack up in the high line. Oh, I saw a lane change by a driver. I don't know if that is going to be enforced. Correct me if I'm wrong. You have to keep your lane until you get to the start-finish line. Is that correct?
That is correct. Let's go back to that green flag, watching the 6 of Chris Worrell.
Definitely looked like he switched lanes, unfortunately, but we'll see what race control decides to do in that factor.
And it wasn't like it was like he had to or avoid a crash.
Right. Definitely a big checkup. That was a huge checkup there for the outside line.
Yeah.
But I would agree with that, so we'll see how race control handles that one.
See, he's kind of held back. He's still running in 12, 13.
Oh, yep. Black flag was given.
Yep. We'll get a penalty for that, unfortunately, for the 6. We're jumping that restart.
Yeah, it's tough. It's
Well, there's plenty of time.
especially when you're checking up. Yeah. And he's good enough. He's going to be there at the end. So he comes out, I believe, 1 lap down.
Yep, and he is the first car on the lead lap, so next caution he will get his lap back. Luke Bullard went off the track.
Doesn't look like he's able to be okay, though. He's coming back up in turn 1 and 2.
Got the 99 of Marco Ruby behind him. See the arrow there as well. Back up front. Bit of pressure being applied by the 07 of James Lowe, the 20 of Garrett Johnson.
Rick, you got teammates right there, P1, P2, or my bad, P2, not teammates, excuse me. I'm used to that light baby blue fender machine. I'm so used to that. The two teammates of James Lowe and Chris Farrell now separated by a lap, something we haven't seen really all season long.
All right, 7 is putting that pressure and looks to try and take away that lead and gets underneath the 20 of Garrett Johnson.
What that's going to do is going to bring Nathan Harper up to these two guys right now. You know, Nathan's been flirting with the top 3, got on the podium a couple times, so see what he's able to do.
We are just past the halfway point. Continues to show us the way.
He does, in fact.
And we are coming up to the lapped car of the 28 of Gibson. There's definitely some lap traffic coming into play.
Oh, tough place to catch a car right there out of turn 4.
Yep. 99 of Marco Ruby is also about to go lap down.
And Rick, this is one of our longest runs of the night here. There is the 06 machine trying to get back around and make his way back up through the field. But this is something that they haven't really faced all season long, so we'll see if he's able to make his way back up to the front.
Yeah, if he can get around his teammate, he'll get his lap back, but
Sure will.
it looked like when he did take advantage of that yellow's out for a spin with Ryan Cook. Definitely some hard damage there. Based on those skid marks, he's spun a few times.
Yeah, it's rough.
There was a number of car parts, but he may be the only one involved. We'll take a look. Coming out of 4, and then there you go. It snaps. The 40
Oh.
of Jeff Denis got caught in that. Jeff Denis is coming down. Well, he has no nose.
Yeah,
But
the
the-
little elves will fix that.
Yeah, the iRacing fairies are absolutely fabulous at putting those noses back on. We'll just have to take a look at it.
The fabulous fairies.
And in the 24, he elected to stay out. Also, that allows Chris Worrell. He stayed out. That gets him his lap back.
Interesting decision.
Well, he pitted last on lap 78 when he went in and served that black flag. It looks like, from what I can tell from his time, that he had a full pit stop.
Right.
Now he's coming in. Fuel only.
And Jeff Denis stopped on pit road.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, got 90 laps to go here in tonight's Iowa Speedway event with the Tech4Troops Cup Series. I want to appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you enjoy sim racing and want to see more, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to us on Twitch and or YouTube. We'll bring you every race.
Right. Sammy Harrell is back on pit road, as is the 40 of Nani and the 39 rather, of Justin Horton. Well, as well as the 32. 32 is also on pit road. That's Rodney Hooperpacker. Looks like a combination repair and maybe a fuel stop for 43.
Yeah, makes sense.
So I'm guessing the 99 is going to get a wave around when we get the one to go. Which puts, I think, Zach Allen in control.
Yeah, up at the lead. Yeah, one of the first times we've seen that 24 machine out front. I like seeing 24 machines out front, so cool to see that. Also rocking, as he does all season long, that Tech4Troops Cup Series scheme. Always repping Tech4Troops. So we'll see what he's able to do. He's going to be on 22 lap older tires. Obviously, we have cautions, but we'll see. Alrighty. Here we go. Green flag back in the air. 24 all the way up to the high line. As we see the 07 still there on the bottom. Actually got the 24 into turn one. Look at that.
That was quick. And the 20 slips by. See Lilith Peters
Yeah,
is there with the 4 of Nathan Harper.
definitely going to slip back on those older tires for sure. Naturally, it's going to happen. Alrighty. Got side-by-side action there. There's Lilith Peters now making her way back up.
24
Oh!
got a little sketchy there, a little loose and drifted back up. That gives the opportunity to 19 of John Ledger to slip underneath. 24 comes down.
Yeah, John. Oh,
Looks like
4 got loose.
Yeah, 4 got loose as well.
And that's what we were going to expect here. You know, loose conditions and a caution back out here at Iowa. Oh, man. He's had a rough break after getting involved in that first incident.
He sure has. After sitting on the pole, taking the conservative, I'll just take an EOL, moves to the back. But yeah, he just spins.
There he goes.
I need some Dramamine after this race.
I think I need some caffeine right now.
Ain't that the truth? Did I say
11th
that
caution.
with my outside voice?
I have no idea. Maybe not. But here we are looking at James Lowe out there. You got the 20, Garrett Johnston there in P2. Lilith Peters back there in 3rd. John Ledger, great run for him up to P4. And then number 27, Jeff Nairn.
Yeah.
What a nice run for him.
Ty Bostic has cracked the top 10. He's in 9th. Another NB2 driver. Ryan Pittman also up 18 spots to 11th. Good showing. Ryan's been, he was champion and leader for often this season. Had a bit of a struggle.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of a struggle. So we'll see how he's going to be able to battle these guys. Maybe get his way up to the very front.
That's Ryan Cook in the 48 getting a lap back. All right, we are at lap 118. We'll probably go back to green around lap 120, leaving us just 80 laps to go here in Iowa. Thank you for tuning in to the Tech4Troops Cup Series Goat Racing Diecast event here at Iowa with the IWM Broadcast Network. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see. Well, wait a bit. Any more questions, John? Any more?
Let's see.
Trivia.
I have to do some searching. Okay, I have a fact. Who won the very first quote-unquote strictly stock NASCAR race in 1999? Technically, who won the very first quote-unquote strictly stock race in 1949?
That is oldie but a goodie.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Has a pretty interesting story behind it, too. As I am reading.
All right. So we closer to lap 122.
Yes, that's my estimation right now. If we get one to go this time by, that should be correct.
And we do, as you predicted.
Hey, look at that.
All right. Now that does allow the 06 of Chris Morrell. He is going to start back in 21st. He's got a number of damaged race cars. He's got to kind of work his way back up through. Charge back up to the front, but his teammate has got the inside line to the outside, Garrett Johnson.
Yep.
And Lilith Peters is up there in third.
Well, good run for her.
She consistently
Back up in the
finds
front.
a way.
Oh yeah, every week. Green flag back in the air here at Iowa. James Lowe on the low side there with the lead. To Garrett Johnson, the 01 battle out of turn 2 and going into turn 3. Got some side-by-side action now. Back in the field.
C22 Bostic trying to work his way around the 14. You also got the 70 of Chad Jones under the 27 of Jeff Nairn trying to work his way past.
Oh, that was close.
Door to door. Some good racing there.
Absolutely, some great racing for sure. Drifting up a little bit there in the 70.
This is one of those tracks where it does come down to corner entry, and your corner entry may be different from your competitors in corner entry, and there's always a chance. Rodney Uberpacker may have crashed, but no caution as of yet. He is underway and moving around.
Here goes the 20 now to the inside of the 01 going into turn 1. I think he was able to make the pass there for P2. Oh, 20 sideways. Saves
it, yeah. But unfortunately that sets him back a bit, and now the 4 is making a run at him.
And that means those tires are going to be a little bit hot, so he's got to be careful now. 4 now trying to go to the inside down to the turn 3.
Back in the field. So the 07 is battling in with the 22. Big Bullard is coming up to the 14 of Mike Slagter. And Chris Farrell now up to 13th.
Yeah, he got, his lap back and slowly making his way back up there. I knew it was going to be a matter of time.
Harley Barletta sitting around 16th. He's got Chuck Van Scoik in front of him. Got out of shape there.
Yeah, just a little bit.
That's Justin Horton. He's lapped down.
Oh, up in the wall, I believe. Oh, and the 18's wrecking. They're still green, though.
But the 18 saved it.
Yep, saved it. All is okay.
He's kind of drifting around.
Something you don't want to do very often is drift.
Correct.
At a racetrack like that, for sure. But back up front, though. Got side by side now. There's the 4 and the 20, still battling. So, Rick, these guys last pit on 107. I think they can go about 70 laps. So they're almost halfway through this stint right now. You think you pit early and short pit the field and potentially, just stick it out to the long run, potentially knowing you're going to get some cautions and gain track position? What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm seeing that Chris Morel is now up to 9th. He pitted last on lap 117. That last caution was at 117. Caution's back out for Sammy.
Nope, caution is out. Oh man, Sammy's just been
in the same spot.
Been in the blender.
Right at coming out of 4 and pit entry. That's been his nemesis the whole race.
It has. It has. Rough day. Rough day for Sammy. Started off strong. Tough day for Sammy for sure.
Let's take a quick peek to see what happened here. 1 second.
Oh!
That's
never good.
Yeah, he slowed for the pace car, but unfortunately, I don't think Lilith saw that happening in front, and yeah, there's that.
That I was wondering the same thing because I saw a little bit of a shake-up there. That's rough. That is rough. It can happen though. It's not uncommon.
Yep. So a number of folks are on pit road right now.
And while we have these drivers on pit road, I'm gonna give you the answer to the last question. So, who won the very first quote-unquote strictly stock race in 1949? Well, officially NASCAR saying I had to wait a little bit longer, but the first strictly stock division was held on June 19th, 1949. Glenn Dunaway won the race, but was disqualified for illegal rear springs, which then the second place driver, Jim Roper, was announced as the winner and collected a whopping $2,000 as the prize back in 1949. So Jim Roper.
Right. All right, is on pit road. And from what we can tell, this probably, if you pitted here on lap 138, is the you don't need or won't need to pit again. However, that being said, the top 9 did not come in. Wait, I take that back. Lilith Peters is making her way down onto pit road. But everybody else stayed out.
So apparently, Lilith said her screen went black.
Well, we can never forget the fact that this is a simulation, and all of these drivers are sitting in front of their computer, and they're at the mercy of their computer, the weather, and anything else that can impact it. And we can attest even here in the broadcast booth, our broadcast truck is also at the mercy of all of those same factors. And on more than just one occasion, we've been at the mercy. In fact, we're watching the weather right now because there is a storm that is moving its way up out of the south and headed towards the Carolinas, which is where our broadcast production suite is located. And yeah, looks like it's going to be pretty stormy out there around 4 a.m.
It happens. It happens. Gotta love the weather and gotta love the internet. But the two things that don't mix very well.
We need a weather bug that can show track weather.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Just taking a look at track temp, that has gone down a little bit. Shows 77, the ambient air temperature is 74. It's a cool night here in the Iowa corner.
And the track seems to be holding rubber fairly well, is all I have to say there. We don't have to worry about any track not holding rubber. So it looks like we are about to get this race back under green. Pace car dips down again. Green flag back in the air.
Garrett Johnson takes over that lead and jumps out to a pretty good start. The 4 of Nathan Harper slips into second place, and then there's that battle. John Ledger now up to third, but he has got the 6 of Worrell that he came out of nowhere and lit him up underneath.
Yep, like a rocket ship. He's there, but he has 10-lap pressure tires, so he is definitely on the move there in the 06 and 3 wide.
That's Zach Allen.
Oh, is he going to come back up the track? That's the question. No caution yet. He's there. He's in the grass. Man, what a tough break. Tough break for Zach.
So he's
been battling all day long.
Nearly 4 wide here. Contact with the 27 sends him through the grass, but he stays in the grass, and there we go.
There we go.
Jared Johnson moves him away. 4 Nathan Harper's there. Back, there's a gaggle of cars right here. Watching that 07 trying to work his way back up. He's got the 8 above him of Maurice Burnett. Harvey Belletta is up there 2 and 3 wide for sure.
Yep, 3 wide right there. That's going to be a little hairy.
Yeah, we've just got this blend of cars that are making race speed, some that are slightly off, and that just makes it a challenge as you're trying to work back up to the field.
Yeah, it's treacherous. That's the battle that you have now with fresh tires versus older tires. So we'll see how this plays out. But as it stands, though, all these guys keeping it going in the right direction.
Yep, coming up to 100. Chris Worrell has now found his way past Nathan Harper in fourth and has now moved into second.
He has.
Now the question is, if you're Chris Worrell, you made it back up, you got your lap back, you still have 50 laps to go. Do you kind of work on saving tires this run? Then make a charge towards the end?
Yeah, I would. Because why not?
Looks like the 20 has kind of slipped a bit, and the 6 is just taking advantage of it.
Yep, there it is. 6 back up
And the
to the
caution
point of
is out.
cautions. Oh, right before he was about to take the lead. Cars
Big wreck.
wrecked in 4, still wrecking. Oh, we're going to have to dissect this one for sure.
There's so many involved. Christoph Hall, Ryan Cook, Phil Vandertwick, Aaron Jackson, Mike Slagter, Rodney Upacker, Jeff Denis, all involved.
Oh, man. What a tough hit. John Ledger down there. Jeez. A lot of tough hits tonight.
Yep. Well, a good bit of the field has taken this opportunity to come down onto pit road, and we're going to run a quick commercial. We'll be right back. You're not going to miss anything. We'll run as a side-by-side.
Hi, America. I'm Mark Castro, President of Tech4Troops. I wanted to take a moment to say thank you for making 2023 such an amazing year. We completed our mission, and it feels good to have another successful year behind us. But I want to tell you, this year, 2024, is our 10th anniversary. 10 years of doing this mission, and you have been so supportive of us. So I want to take a moment to say, please continue to support us. We're going to have an event or more every month. Please stay tuned in our calendar. Please stay tuned on our social media. Join us in the celebration of our mission and what we do. And we look forward to seeing you and having your support for our mission of ending veteran homelessness through bridging the technology divide. Look forward to seeing you. Thank you so much.
All right, welcome back to the IWM broadcast of the Tech4Troops Cup Series here at Iowa. A number of drivers came in that time, but that also means the top 6 stayed out, which if you're looking for an opportunity to gain positions, well, Zach Ward now finds himself in control. Ryan Pittman up to second, James Lowe in third, Chuck Van Scoyk in fourth, Barletta fifth, Bostic in sixth. Those guys, and Garrett, Bostic was the last driver in sixth who did not come in. But again, you should have enough. If you pitted last on lap 138 as they did, you should be good to go.
Should be good. That's the big word there. Should be good. The big thing you have to face is track position. So, what's the strategy there? That's going to be the call. What's going to be the strategy for some of these guys as we start to see this race start to wind down? Because once these laps start to tick off, you got to be up at the front to be able to make it to the end and win the race. So we shall see what happens. But right now, you got Zach Ward, Ryan Pittman there, James Lowe, Charles Van Scoyk, Barletta, Bostic, Johnson, Bullard, Harper, and Worrell there in the top 10. And looks like we are going to get one to go this time. And Zach Ward, Ryan Pittman, your control cars here at Iowa. Again, appreciate everybody for tuning into the night's race and hope you've enjoyed it. Yes, it's been a lot of cautions, but we're only 45 laps away until the end of this one, so almost to the end. What is the rest of those drivers going to do? Starting with Nathan Harper there, P7, fresh tires. Garrett Johnston, P8. Everybody on back has fresher tires, and enough to get to the end here. So we will see what happens. Alrighty, pace cars off. Green flag back in the air at Iowa. Yeah, the outside line kind of diminishing there because everybody came down pit road. But here's Zach Ward out front, leading the front leading the front 6, who have a little bit older tires. Ryan Pittman now dives down into turn 3. We'll see what happens now as they make a run. Caution is out, though. Caution is out. Looks like the 06 got loose and wrecked there in turn 3 and 4.
I'm looking for it. I don't see it. Do you see a driver?
Yeah, 06. 06.
That's Chris Farrell.
Got loose. Yep, got loose in 3 and 4.
Wow. Super lucky that didn't really make a mess.
Very lucky. Very, very lucky.
Right. Well, 158 laps are complete. This race is winding down with probably less than 38 laps to go once we go back to green.
Yeah, it's going to be not a lot of laps left for sure.
Just kind of looking back through the field here. A few drivers are in, but most made their pit stops early, and they are sticking with their strategy. Fourteenth caution of the night. They are stacking up.
But it happens. It's a short track. Welcome to short track racing.
Yeah, definitely expected.
Definitely. So, Rick, I'm just looking right now. You have the front 6 still, front 5 on that 138, 139 strategy. Everybody else on 151, 152. Now you have some drivers now on 157, 159, including Chris Farrell there getting a fresh set of tires. So, differentiating strategies has been the name of the game. We'll see how that plays out for all these guys tonight, as these laps are definitely winding down.
Yep, they sure are. So this puts you, again, as we talked about earlier, there's a number of drivers, the top 5. Bring up that list. Ward, Pittman, Lowe, Barletta, and Bostic. Those guys all pitted last on lap 138. That gives them enough fuel, especially with these cautions, to make it. That's not a problem. Tire wear, always a problem, but they're really not that old tires. They pitted last on lap 140. That was only 20 or so laps ago. Plus,
right.
They've had 2 cautions, so really they're new. They has one decent probably heat cycle on them.
Yep.
All right, again, thank you for tuning in to the IWM broadcast of the Tech4Troops Cup Series, sponsored by Tech4Troops and GOAT Diecast Racing. We appreciate you tuning in to our event here in Iowa. Next week, though, John, we're at Pocono.
Oh yeah, the Tricky Triangle, a track that is I remember this last season, notorious for side drafting wrecks. Notorious. Because the net code and because the next gens, it was quite a handful, to say the least. So
It was. Trying to get a feel for that schedule. So we will be at Pocono for 80 laps, and then we go on to Dover and then Talladega.
wow.
That's all leading up
Crazy.
to our playoffs, and we'll get you an update next week. We'll start tracking and bringing up some graphics about where our drivers stand at the cutoff as to who's in and who's almost in and who's out. So
Absolutely. All right, green flag back in the air. Got a little bit of a stack up there in the high line. But you got Zach Ward, Pittman, and James Lowe now in 1, 2, and 3. Here comes James Lowe on the low line.
good recovery for James as well. Some challenges early on in the race.
Absolutely.
Big group of cars back there too, and too wide. It's a 22 at Bostic up at 6th right now. And Barletta Harley's up there. That's probably in 4th. Good showing for Harley.
Absolutely a great showing
out,
for Harley.
yeah.
So looking at this now, you have the Garrett Johnston machine trying to make his way back up there. He is in P5, one of the first cars with that 151 strategy.
Ryan Pittman takes over the lead.
Yep, Pittman out front. We've talked about it. He just almost ran, actually he just ran his fastest lap of the race. We just had 7 drivers, run their fastest lap of the race that last lap. 8 of them, or 7 of them, rather. So these guys are hauling right now, trying to get to the end of this thing.
Track has cooled off another degree, so that's probably helping a little bit.
Just a little.
But the 07 of James Lowe is sniffing out the back of the 08 Ryan Pittman. Watching this battle up front.
Yeah, he's there.
Nineteen cars currently on the lead lap.
Yep.
Challenge for the lead, the 07 of James Lowe.
On the bottom side, yeah. Low going low. I think he's be able to get the lead right here. Oh, yep, able to get it right there. 1 lap difference. And Ryan Pittman up 27 spots. Huge move there for that driver and that team. He needs a good finish here. Zach Ward up 11. Maurice Burnett and Philip Vandertwick up 10. Biggest loser of the race has been, unfortunately, Sammy Harrell. Got that EOL penalty, now 12 laps down.
Comes Zach Ward plus 11, Garrett Johnson plus 9. A lot of big movers in tonight's race, who may have started a bit farther back in the field. 71 complete. We're down to 28 laps left in this contest. Top 6 cars have kind of stretched out their themselves from the rest of the field.
They definitely have.
In fact, there's a little bit of gap between the 01 of Lilith Peters and Ty Bostic. He's got like a half a corner. Then back behind him, Slagter, Morel, Barletta, Jeff Neeren, Chuck, and John Mudge are all back in this group behind.
Yep.
Further back, Maurice Burnett's running by himself. We got the 48 of Phil Vandertwick, Luke Bullard, and Aaron Jackson. Looks like he's able to get that nose reattached.
Good to see those little iRacing fairies or elves doing their job.
That's the 64 of Sturgill and Marco Berube, who is the last car on the lead lap. Mike Snyder's coming down pit road.
Probably his final stop of the race, I would imagine.
Back up front, James Lowe has got a pretty good lead over Ryan Pittman. Taking a wider shot here. They're all, those 4 or 5 drivers are chasing James Lowe, who's now got doing a full second lead over second place Ryan Pittman.
Yep. And he's running pretty fast laps. Garrett Johnson also the only driver to compete there in the 24-1 category. Garrett Johnson actually just ran the fastest lap last time by, up in the top 3.
All right, 23 laps to go here in Iowa in the Tech4Troops Cup Series. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Stay tuned. We're not going away. This will be side by side.
Hello, my name is Jack Raymondson. I manage business development here at Tech4Troops, and I'm my second year with this amazing veteran nonprofit owned and operated by veterans for veterans. I served in the U.S. Marine Corps as an amphibious assault crewman from 1992 to 1996. I also served in the U.S. Coast Guard from 2002 to 2007, joining after 9/11 as an operations specialist, then serving as an instructor at Coast Guard Training Center, Yorktown. I also spent many years as a first responder volunteering as an EMT and fireman. I'm here at Tech4Troops because I believe in our mission to empower veterans and their families with the gift of computers and technology training, as well as our outreach to help curb veteran suicide while providing a safe and meaningful community where veterans are treated with respect and dignity. We are aiming for zero veteran suicide through gaming and other program opportunities. We help veterans regain a new sense of purpose and help them see they have a brighter future ahead of them. It truly is an honor and my pleasure to serve my fellow veterans and help give them a leg up. 2024 is Tech4Troops' 10th anniversary year, and I ask that you help us support our veterans and their families with a computer donation and or greatly needed financial contribution so we can help every last veteran in need. Together, you and Tech4Troops can be change makers. Thank you.
All right, welcome back. Looks like the 08 of Ryan Pittman is off pace.
Definitely off pace for sure. Not sure what happened.
He looks super loose.
Yeah, really loose. He does have, 138 old tires there, so we'll see. But Garrett Johnston now running faster laps than James Lowe.
Well, I think that,
Okay.
James Lowe last pitted on lap 139. He is the only driver who pitted that far back, still up at the front. And my guess is these guys all behind Johnson, Harper, and Peters are going to run him down.
Yes, I will agree.
"17 laps to go here at Iowa." I see a car on pit road. Looks like that's Mike Slagter. 16 cars currently still on the lead lap, with 16 laps to go. Bring
15
up that,
to go.
that gap
Yeah, let's do it.
information. Yeah, he still has a full second over second place.
Yeah, last time by, Garrett Johnson actually ran a slower lap time than James Lowe.
Unfortunately, James is also now encountering lap traffic, which is a killer. Looks like Maurice Burnett went off track, but he kept it together, came back on. Maurice pitted last on lap 151. Another trip through the grass. But James Lowe is now extending his lead out to a second and a half with 12 laps to go.
Yeah, he's definitely been saving a little bit of his tires for sure. He just ran 4/10 faster that last time by.
Then guys with tires that are way newer.
Yep.
Oh, car on the wall. That's the 3.
And that should be a caution.
Oh, no, he dropped off.
Wow, he pulled it out. Wow, look at that. Tough break for Luke.
Yep, just kind of, we've seen that all race where out of turn 4, just lost it. It's not just him. We've seen it with Rodney Uberpacker. We saw it a couple of times, unfortunately, with our pole leader, Sammy Harrell. It seems to be the treacherous corner consistently. Lilith Peters now up to second.
Wow, she is on a tear. Oh, 4's on the wall.
I think they're all basically skating at this point. They're at the tail end of that grip on these tires.
Yeah, for sure they are. 8 to go. You got nothing left in that in those tires.
Two seconds by James Lowe. Now this 07 is kind of working his way back. He's just past the 28 of Bobby Gibson, working his way through the lap traffic. He's got the 64 of Cody Sturgill in front of him, which happens to be the last car on the lead lap. That's the 64. 19.
Oh, he's loose. And oh, wow, he avoided that. Tough break there for the 19.
Yeah, we're going to spotlight him, just see where he was on the track, and there was that. So, had a tough break for the 19.
And that gap is closed down to 1.5 seconds.
More laps to go.
4 to go. Gap is closed down to 1.2 seconds.
Yeah, you can see the 07 had to get around the 40, and now the 64. Lilith has got those two cars between her and the 07 of James Lowe, but just 3 laps to go.
3 to go. Are we going to go? Yellow's out. Yellow is out.
John Ledger.
Oh, boy. Got loose in 3 and 4.
Imagine that.
Seen it all night. In the same spot where everybody else has gotten loose.
Yep. We need to get some speedy dry up there.
Something. Some resin. Some P1.
Something. All right, so what this means is with just 3 laps to go, caution flies, we are going to wind up going to a green-white checker.
Yeah, we are. We've had a lot of those this season, so we'll see who's able to pull it out here. James Lowe on pit road. Lilith Peters on pit road. Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, the leaders come down.
Oh.
How is this going to play out? I have.
Ooh.
But the 20 of Garrett Johnson and the 4 of Nathan Harper stayed out. Barletta stayed out. Everybody else has come in.
That is going to be hectic.
So Garrett Johnson, Nathan Harper, Harley Barletta, and Harley hasn't pitted since lap 138. They're going to be all up front. Looks like that was a right side tires only for Lowe, Pittman, Ward, Lilith Peters, and Chuck Van Scoik. They took both sides, 4 tire stop.
Wow.
Okay, I have no idea how this is going to play out.
I don't know either. I have no idea.
All right, so where does that place James Lowe? That puts him in 4th.
Yes. That's going to be pretty hectic.
With fresh tires.
With fresh tires, that is correct.
Chris Worrell also came down. Maurice Burnett. Maurice Burnett is the last car on the lead lap. No, I take that back. Maybe more Marco. We'll see how this all plays out. I just never plays the timing tower is just always suspect under caution.
It is. Every single time.
I see the 40 of Jeff Denis. He'll get the wave around. Once we cross that start-finish line with the signal for 1 to go. But right now, the lights are still on the pace car for 1 more lap. So now it's no longer about gap. It's now going to be about position. Garrett
Absolutely
Johnson,
it is.
Nathan Harper, Harley Barletta, Ryan Pittman are your James Lowe. That's your top 5. But only James Lowe and Ryan Pittman came down, and Lilith Peters in 7th, and everybody below all came down on lap 199. Garrett Johnson, Nathan Harper, and Barletta, they're on old tires. Okay, lights are off on the pace car. You should see the 40 get his wave around.
Yep. He will get 1 lap of his 10 back.
Garrett Johnson is the control car. He is to the outside, to the inside, the 4 of Nathan Harper. James Lowe, the 07, is on the outside, and the 81 of Barletta is behind the 4. This is truly anybody's race.
Oh, it's anybody's race. It's going to be a wild one to the end. You definitely do not want to turn away now. This is going to be a crazy restart here. Garrett Johnston to the point. Green flag in the air for Garrett Johnston. Can he get it done? 2 to go here at Iowa. James Lowe does have fresher tires. Is that going to be enough? Oh, he got a great run out of turn 2. Caution's out, though. Caution is out.
Rodney Uberpacker, unfortunately, spun.
Ooh.
Single car incident. So we will rack them and stack them up one more time.
Yes, we will.
Well, let's see how that plays. Something during that restart, Lilith Peters kind of got cycled back a bit. She's now sitting in 8th. Chuck Van Scoik, good showing. He's now up to 7th. Pittman back in 6th. Ward is in 5th. Barletta is in 4th. Nathan Harper is sitting in 3rd. Garrett Johnson will be in 2nd. I'm sorry, James Lowe in 2nd with Garrett Johnson, our control car on this restart.
Yep. All right, Rick, who would you rather be in this situation, the 20 or the 07?
Oh, I'm all about 07. You know, you got an opportunity. You have to have fresh tires. You've got the. You've been leading laps all race. You know what line works for you. The 20 is going to be mirror driving for those next on that restart. So yeah, I'm all about the 07. All right, thank you for bearing with us here on this IWM broadcast of the Tech4Troops Cup Series. We are at the tail end of our event here at Iowa. This is our second green-white checker.
Yep. We've got one more to go after this.
Yeah, if we need it.
If we need it.
Hopefully we don't.
That would be the goal.
Still have
And
one
Rick,
more lap under caution.
For Garrett Johnston, this could be a big win if he can get it done. Zach Ward is the second best car tire-wise. So he's up, this is really still anybody's game. Anybody's race.
Just kind of jumping out real quick and looking at the point standings. Let's see. So for Garrett Johnson, he's fairly mired back deep in the points. He joined the league a little bit later, possibly.
Yep. I believe he did.
Just going back to the points. Maybe I'm wrong. I may have mixed them. Oh, I'm wrong. He's currently sitting in 10th. I'm sorry, 11th.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a big race for him for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, okay, so he did miss one race, but that's it.
Gotcha. Alrighty, here we go. Field is getting lined back up. Green-white checker number 2. Potentially bring home this win. It's an important one for sure. All right, pace car's down. Green flag is away. Garrett Johnston, great restart. Wow. 2 laps to go.
That's exactly what he needed.
Yep, the 06 has the run. He's there. Here he comes.
07 tucks in behind the 20. 4 is there. Big run from the 07.
07, great run there. You got to protect the bottom if you're the 20. White flag in the air, side-by-side battle for the lead. The 20 and the 07. 20 sliding up. 07 gets into the bumps a little bit and gets loosed.
Big opportunity. The 06 spins. That's Chris
Oh,
Morrell. He's spinning. Oh, the 4 is spinning. That puts Ryan
What's
Pittman.
happening? Why is everybody sideways? I don't even know
Ryan
what's happening.
Pittman is sideways at the start-finish line.
And we got...
He crosses it going sideways.
Rick, I literally just think I just watched Daytona again in the Cup Series when everybody was on ice. When you remember when it rained in turn 1 and everybody slid up into the wall? I think that's what I just witnessed on this last lap. If we go into far chase view, look at that. The 4's sideways, the 20's sideways, the 8's sideways.
That's him crossing the start-finish line sideways in the grass.
You got to look back. You got to look at that. That was wild to see. You should do a far chase view from right here. Everybody was literally just, I've never seen that before. And maybe it was off turn 2 too, but literally everybody behind him was sideways like crazy.
23 spins. Got all this going on, all craziness. Wow.
I mean, absolutely insanity at the end. I still think we need to take I was just wild. I can't believe what we just watched. But Garrett Johnston got the win. I don't know what happened with
let's get some race results.
The 07. Yeah, let's get some race results because that will tell the picture of where we stand. All right, Garrett Johnston locks himself into the playoffs with a win in second. Wow, what a great run by Ryan Pittman, up 27 spots there to P2. P3, Zach Ward up 11 spots. In 4th, Ty Bosnick up 8 spots. In 5th, Charles Van Scoik. 6th, Cody Sturgill up 14. 7th, Harley Barletta up 1. 8th, Philip Vandertwick up 18 spots. In 9th, tough break for James Lowe. And in P10, you have Jeff Nairn.
In 11th, Maurice Burnett. 12th is Lilith Peters. John Ledger in 13th. Nathan Harper in 14th. Chris Worrell in 15th. Marco Berube in 16th. Brian Johnson in 17th and 18th. Luke Bullard. 19th is Jeff Denis. And Justin Horton is in 20th.
In 21st, you have the Mike Sladker machine there. In 22nd, you have Aaron Jackson. 23rd, Bobby Gibson. 24th, Rodney Uberpacker. Chad Jones in 25th. Christoph Hall in 26th. Ryan D. Cook in 27th. Zach Allen, Sammy Harrell, and David Watts round out 28th, 29th, and 30th.
All right, and with that, we do have Zach Ward in the booth. 1 second, let's move and bring him in the broadcast booth. Zach, congratulations on your finish.
Thank you. Yeah, that one was unexpected. Ran like 8th to 14th all night and was able to dodge the chaos at the end. So, but I'll take it. After the last couple weeks getting wrecked out, I'll take it.
Yeah, it was definitely a challenging race. It seemed like, based on what we saw, exiting out of turn 4 was just treacherous.
Oh yeah, I mean it was the whole night. I mean the cars were just on ice the entire from the start of the run to the end of the run. I mean, and then finally when we got that one long green flag run, I mean I'm sure everybody's right rear was screaming for help after that.
Well, that was congratulations on your finish. That's certainly going to be a good boost point wise for sure. You were currently sitting in, I think, in 5th place, so this is a big boost.
Yeah, I'll take that. I mean, like I said, I needed that after the last couple weeks. I've been around 20th. I've just been getting caught up in some stuff. So it was nice to put together a clean race for the first time in a while.
All right. Any shout outs tonight?
Yeah, shout out to my buddy Kane. He was spotting me tonight, helped me with the strategy and all that. Shout out to Land Pirate, my sponsor. And just shout out to you guys for putting on a great broadcast as always. I can't wait to watch it back.
You got it. All right, there's your 3rd place finisher, Zach Ward, and we welcome Ryan Pittman to the booth for P2. Ryan, congratulations.
I'm doing all right. I just got out of the infield care center. As soon as everybody was running out of fuel, I was like, oh, shoot. And I kind of saw that Garrett, I couldn't tell, he wasn't running out of fuel, but he was definitely a little cautious coming up off the corner. I was thinking maybe he might have been sputtering, so I guess I tried to pick up a little more throttle than I should have, and as soon as it got loose, I was like, nope, I'm not overcorrecting to the outside wall. I'll just take it down to the infield. That should be close enough for a top 3.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You crossed that start finish line in the grass, so congratulations on that. But you're right. We're just talking to Zach Ward. Coming out of turn 4 was pretty much everybody's nemesis. You could not get on the throttle, or you're gonna spin out.
Yeah, it was a little tough, and I knew that from last year. It was going to be pretty tough. But I mean, this kind of stuff is, like, you kind of know, this is stuff I like. A car that's hard to drive, you're kind of on edge. You don't feel secure about the car at any point.
Right.
Sometimes the race car don't do race car things. But that was a blast. That was a lot of fun.
You definitely could use that point in flux. You're currently sitting in 17th. This is going to definitely be a good boost to get you a bit further up in the standings for sure.
Yeah, I wasn't even sure how this race was going to go for me. I didn't have a whole lot of practice, and I couldn't get any practice for the 30 minutes before the race because I had a lot of issues with my computer and pedals. I took the first couple cautions just coming down pit road to try to readjust my pedals because I wasn't getting them the way I liked it. So, but we made it, man. We got there.
Take it. Absolutely. Well, congratulations.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Great finish. So let's bring in our winner. Let's bring in Mr. Garrett Johnston. Garrett, congratulations. Great win and a punch ticket into the playoffs.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
So, we watched you all race. You were up there at the front, then slipping back, and then, but not too far. You always seem to be in contention.
Yeah, we just kind of hung around. There was, I was telling the guys before we got pulled up here that there was a lot of times where I wanted to come down, but just the number of cautions was making me not do it, and just didn't want to get mixed up and everything, and so I stayed put, and it ended up working out.
Yeah, you pitted last on lap 151, and you had those drivers back there, but the tire fall off did not seem to be as a huge advantage.
Yeah, every time I'd come down pit road, the tire wear wouldn't seem that bad, and then I'd get on old tires and it would be terrible, and then you'd see everyone sliding around. So I think it's just a difficult track to pass on. The setup was definitely made it a little more challenging as well. But once you got going, after a while, it pretty quickly got pretty hard to pass. There on the early parts of the runs, that's when you're in danger, when you're on old stuff.
Well, congratulations on your win. Any shout outs tonight?
Yeah, well, thank you guys obviously for doing this every week, and thanks to everyone that puts the league on, and shout out to Tech4Troops for being the primary sponsor of all this, and they do great stuff over there. And shout out to my teammates tonight. They keep me sane during these long 2-hour events, I guess you could say. And also side shout out to Charity Motorsports, the other team that I run with. They do a lot of great things with all sorts of children's charities across the U.S. So check out Cares for Kids if anyone gets a chance. They do some great stuff for youth across the nation. And yeah, thank you guys again, and we will see you next week.
Sounds great. All right, that's your winner tonight, Garrett Johnson, who takes away the win here at Iowa. Ryan Pittman in second, Zach Ward in third. Next week, John, we will be in Pocono.
Oh, yeah, the tricky triangle. It's always tricky up there. We know drafting is always a factor, and getting a little bit too close for comfort is always on the schedule. So make sure to tune into that tomorrow night. We also have the INRS series at Texas, so make sure to tune in to that race. But come back next week, same time, same broadcast network, to catch next week's race at Pocono.
You got it. All right, folks, that's our broadcast for tonight. We thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow for the INRS series and next week here at Pocono. Have a great night.
Good night.